Welcome back for another Tutorial Tuesday. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to engrave these acrylic milestone signs. If you are not subscribed to my channel, do that now and let's get started. We're going to start by opening Cricut Design Space, and then we're going to go over here to the left and select the circle shape. Once you've selected the circle, you're going to resize it to 4 inches. You can do that by dragging it, or you can go up to the top toolbar and unlock and put in the dimensions that you'd like to use. Okay, now that we have the size that we want, I'm going to change the color just because I want to, and I'm going to change the background color of my canvas so I can see the white circle that I'm using. We're going to go over to the left and select text. I am starting with the first month, so I'm putting in the number 1, and I am going to resize it to fit in the center of my circle. We're going to add another text box, and for this I am using a Cricut font called Bikini Babe. I'm going to put in the word month, and in order to fix how it is sitting right now, we are going to take the sidebar and just stretch that out. Once I place it where I want it to be, we're going to change this to writing style. So let me give just a short explanation. When you engrave on Cricut, it does engrave in an outline. So I went ahead and bought this template from Etsy, which is essentially just a bunch of lines. You do need to weld this when you put it into Cricut Design Space in order to make it into one layer. Once you do that, you are able to slice. So I am going to bring my font to the front, and then I'm going to turn my design diagonally so that when it engraves, it's going to engrave inside of the word diagonally. And it just looks better to me that way. I'm going to go ahead, select my font and the design, and we're going to go ahead and slice. Once you've sliced it, you can go ahead and separate all the layers, and you can delete all but one because you only need one layer. If you haven't noticed, I went ahead and hid the circle, but now we are going to go ahead and select both words, and we're going to change it from basic cut to engrave. Now I'm going to go ahead and unhide the circle so you can see what that's going to look like. But I'm going to select both words, and now we are going to attach them together just so they stay together when we go to engrave. And now we're ready to make it. Okay, so looking at this, you can see that I need to change this to a 12 by 12 mat, but it put the circle and the words on 2 different mats, but we want to move our circle to the first mat. So we're going to hit these 3 little dots at the top left corner, hit move object, and then we're going to click the first mat and select it. So now we can use the circle as a template for our engraving. We really don't need the circle because we're not cutting the circle, but we're using it to know where to place our words so they engrave correctly on the circle that we're using for our acrylic. As you can see, I've placed the circle 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the side. So we want to make sure that we place our words in the middle of that template. This way it'll engrave correctly on the mat. So now looking at the template, you're going to see that your words are going to start to engrave at the 2 inch line from the top and the 2 inch line from the side. So be sure to place your acrylic accordingly. I can't say that enough. We're going to go ahead and we're going to select acrylic in our materials. So we're going to browse materials, type in acrylic. I am selecting the 2mm acrylic. Before you get started, you want to make sure that you have your engraving tip loaded into your Cricut. Before I lay my acrylic down on the mat, I am going to pull the backing off just so, you can't engrave through the plastic. You can engrave through the plastic, but you shouldn't. So I'm peeling that off. And when I place it down, I am going to use my brayer to secure it to the mat. I would suggest using a strong grip mat, but I don't have that, and so we're using what we have. Just like on the screen, I am going to place my acrylic at the 1 inch from the top and the 1 inch from the side. And now I'm going to use masking tape on all sides to make sure it's secured to the mat. Now that we've secured it to the mat, I made sure to keep those top tapes further to the side so that we didn't engrave on those. Now I'm adding my engraving tip. This is number 41 in case you guys didn't know. And I'm going to place that in, and we are going to get, okay, I don't know what's happening here. And now we are ready to start. Just kidding. You need to move these star wheels over. So I am going to use some tweezers to help me get these out the way because my nails are a little bit ridiculous. These prevent your acrylic from going into the machine smoothly, and we don't want that. Okay, so with a lot of patience, our design is finally done. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this from the mat. Once I remove it from the mat, I'm going to go ahead and take a lint roller and just get some of the debris from the plastic off of the design so it can be nice and clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the backing off so that we can see what our design truly looks like. And this is the finished result of our engraving, but of course I have to be extra and add color. I decided that I'm going to make my engraving gold, so I'm using this rub and buff. A little goes a long way, so I'm using this Q-tip. You just want to rub a little bit of rub and buff over your design. 1 letter at a time is okay, but since I'm only using 3 letters and 2 words, I'm just going to go ahead and rub it across the whole design. Now that we've rubbed it all over our design, we are going to use a clean terry cloth to rub away all of the excess rub and buff. So all of the areas that don't have a design on it, you're just going to rub that to get off the excess rub and buff. It is a wax, so it does take a little bit of elbow grease. You do not want to try to do this with paper towels. It will be a mess. A clean terry cloth and a lot of patience will go a long way. Okay, now that we've wiped most of our gold away, we are going to now take a little alcohol pad and just wipe away whatever excess is on there, and then followed by a terry cloth. Don't overdo it with alcohol because it will smear. This is the finished product with the rub and buff, but you could also add acrylic paint to the back according to gender or whatever color you'd like to use. I appreciate you guys for joining me for today's Tutorial Tuesday, and I hope that this video encouraged someone to do something amazing with their Cricut today. If you like this video, share this video, comment below and let me know what else you would like to see from me. I'll see you in the next one.